Hi everybody, this is your weekly astrology forecast from Born Without Boundaries. This is for the week of June 30th through May 5th. May 30th through June 5th. I got those introverted. I apologize. Last week I feel like there was a lot of realization and understanding, and there was a lot of changes that really had to do with perspective. This week primarily is about processing them, but there is sensory overload, and so processing them is going to become very volatile. Toward the end of the week, it's going to become almost impossible as we become overwhelmed with emotions and so almost desperate to move ourselves forward and to affect change or feel like we have meaning or purpose or that our actions matter. We could be doing things pretty explosive, especially concerning relationships where we'll be extremely emotional right now. So I want to stress to you more than ever, stay away from your guns, stay away from your knives, and put down your fists. Don't make any decisions, especially in passion, that will impact the rest of your life, because this could definitely be the week where we do some really stupid things, or we are exposed to people who are willing to do really stupid things based on their emotions that they will quickly regret, especially toward the end of next week. So that's my red flag for you. Overall, this is a time that we're not meant to take action. We're meant to process why we want to take action and why we feel as volatile as we do. And it all comes down to vulnerability and worthlessness, a feeling of we haven't done anything, our life hasn't moved forward, and we're hurting, we're in pain, we're suffering, we feel stuck. It's literally your fear lying to you. It's your emotions lying to you. And it's so important this week to continue to have your brain engage your emotions and constantly ask, why do you feel that way? You're angry, you hate somebody. Why? What do you want to do? Why do you want to do that? What do you think the outcome is going to be? It's important for us to have internal conversations with ourselves right now, or conversations with people that we know will talk us down from those cliffs that we so desperately want to jump off just to feel alive. If you've ever seen that movie Crash, I guess it's kind of sit in the middle. If you've ever seen that movie Crash, this week is kind of like that movie. It's people who are just so desperate for that jolt, they're willing to do stupid things that could endanger themselves or others for it. They're really thinking addictively and desperately. They're thinking sort of with a broken, they're not really thinking, they're reacting. And being reactionary doesn't really get you anywhere, but into some possible very volatile situations. And you will definitely be brought into a situation where you're forced to face yourself in ways that may make you disgusted with yourself and may make you realize, oh my God, I'm the bad guy in this situation. And the reason why is so that you can now become more empathetic and compassionate toward people that once upon a time you cast as the bad guy, because you'll find yourself being in that position now. And so that's where the world is, the cosmos is really challenging us to learn our shadow side, challenging us to learn, those aspects of ourselves that we're not proud of, that we may be even ashamed of, and, see what we're actually capable of and find a way back from that. The challenge is so that we can find our way back from the worst of ourselves and the worst of what our decisions make us capable of. That's the summary of this week. We're going to go the day by day, play by play and I'm going to read you your mantras. Once again, guys, remember you can subscribe to my mailing list on bornwithoutboundariestarot.com if you want to see this in full script form, because I am going to read it. I have to read it. It's just something that has to happen in my head. I actually have to write things down to make them clear at all. And this is actually a really good time for you to write things down, for you to contemplate. Like I said, this is not the best time to take action on things. This is a good time to question your actions or the actions that you want to take, and to try to understand and process energy around you. So let's get into the overview, which I just did, but I can read it to you. This is the week of processing. With the sun conjunct the North Node, our purpose is aligned with our challenges. We wish to understand them instead of avoid them. Mercury in retrograde will assist us with the retrospective objectivity. A lot is happening to excite us emotionally, almost intentionally, so we can see how we react to something. Having to face our addictive behaviors or unhealthy decisions is a must this week, as Pluto is pressuring Mars and the North Node to make frustrating situations and pop off emotions sort of regular this week. This is so we can see the worst. This is so we can see the worst of ourselves in order to work on the best of ourselves. If there was ever a time when the universe was pushing us to get a reaction, now is that time. Expect people to be reactionary and moody, including you. So it could be very volatile combinations. It's not a great week for taking action or making decisions, because we'll make pretty bad ones. Our energy is best spent in contemplation. Once Venus enters Cancer with Mars, expect to get extremely emotional, especially when it comes to fourth house situations, because they're both in Cancer. Controlling your emotions during this time will be very difficult and could cause a great deal of drama in your life. Expect huge volatility toward the end of the week with explosive energy around relationships. Jealousy and anger could be problems now and could even lead to physical violence if you don't control your emotions. Best to stay inside and think about what your impulses are telling you to do. Force yourself to be rational now. It will be extremely difficult, but extremely necessary. You are not backed into a corner. You just feel that way. You have many options, so don't let your fear lie to you. Sunday, May 30th. Major clarity is coming through in relation to how our actions have to change. The truth about the quality of our decisions, as well as the reasons why we make them, will happen today or become clear to us today. Playing out in situations where it seems we are about to compromise ourselves just so that we can see or realize what we're about to do. We've decided to change things in our lives and our society, okay? But is that what we're changing? But is what we're changing really having the correct effect? Yeah. And is what we've decided to change really the thing that needs changing? Like, why are we working on things? Are we working on things just to make a change, to say we're doing something, or because it really actually matters and actually matters to us? It may sound confusing, but look, we need to have these conversations with others and ourselves. It seems we've gotten in over our heads about something, and it's best to take this time to slow everything down and take a second look. We want progress, but we also want to feel sure about the footsteps we're taking. Faith is key here. And we'll also be trying to understand our spiritual beliefs. It's like the universe is setting up a training course based on what we need to know and learn. It's advanced training for our future. Expect a lot of confusion about what we want and what we believe right now. It may be very hard for you to make decisions because as soon as you decide something, all all you can think of are the reasons why it won't work out. That's because you need more time to think it over. Pray on it and allow yourself to be led in the right direction. The moon is in Aquarius, so we may be extra vulnerable to needing attention and connection to a group or from a crowd to feel good about ourselves. We may compromise our integrity for affection through attention. Be cautious of crowd pleasing right now and aware of why you want to do it. So, I mean, we begin the week in a very emotionally volatile mode because of our confusion, because of all this information that's coming into us. It's starting to sort of fry our brains, and that makes our brains not available for our emotions that really need it right now because we're very emotionally volatile. This week is really expect confusion, expect to be unclear, and expect to be feeling like you have to make a decision when you don't really have to make a decision, when you can put it off to next week or take a breath and pause and not say yes or no right away. Especially on Sunday, let's just try to start the week off right by Mercury retrograde style, taking a second, counting to 10 before we say anything or doing anything, and breathing in and exhaling out before you answer anything or say anything. It is going to be so important to pay attention and be ready to be a student again. The mantra for Sunday is, angels, guide my choices. Show me the correct way to go. You know, I will follow. Monday, May 30th comes around. It's a day when conversations are fluid, and so is flirtation. There is an undercurrent of desperation. There you go, because we may still feel like we aren't in control of where our life is rolling. But that's the point. We're not supposed to be in control of anything right now. We're not even supposed to be trying to actually make progress right now. But we'll get into that. But the flow is not for us to control. If we're not comfortable with something, get out and look around the riverbank before you jump in it again. Take a pause, take a time out. We have a right to feel like we're going in the right direction. It's just very easy to get caught up with the crowd. Pluto is intensifying Venus's pull on us, so desires are running high. Jupiter is intensifying Mars as well, only more in that it is illuminating our direction and providing encouragement. Mars is still in Cancer after all, so quick actions are not the thing. They're not the way to go, but we're curious and ready to try something out. Mercury is in retrograde, so be careful with commitments right now. We may fall in love with a new car or a new house or a new relationship. But it's not the right time to sign contracts or make these decisions for long-term relationships or any long-term decisions right now or long-term commitments right now. This is a very good time to learn what we want and even start making inquiries about it. Dating is recommended, but getting engaged or making long-term commitments is not. It's about feeling out your new options and seeing honestly if you're compatible on a spiritual level. So deep conversations about serious topics will show if your first impression was correct or not. Saturn is square to Uranus, which is a big theme for this whole year. It's a dominant aspect for the entire year. It bears reminding now as we struggle with what should go and what should stay. How much really needs remodeling, and being careful to not throw any babies out with their bathwater just to make things easier for ourselves. But Chiron is a major player now, still happily aligned with Saturn and not Uranus, meaning our experiences and not our aspirations are what will help us make clear decisions now. Let's go back a few lines. Deep conversations about serious topics. Dating is recommended. Not getting engaged. You are going to feel like you want something so bad, and like you don't know. You need to look deeper. Don't make any permanent decisions now. You will regret them. Only decide to explore something. Don't throw yourself in head first to something. You will not like the outcome. The outcome will not be happy. The mantra today: I am centered. I am strong. I am powerful. I trust my instincts. I trust in the lessons I've learned. I pause and take a breath. Tuesday, June 1st, remember to say rabbit, rabbit. Remember to say rabbit, rabbit first thing in the morning for luck and prosperity throughout the month. It's a nice little thing to start the week. It's a wonderfully optimistic little practice. Also, say 3 things that you're grateful for and hop into the abundance stream for that day. It's very important to wake up and thank God every day and start the day off with gratitude. So this day especially, I recommend, what 3 things are you grateful for? Get in that mindset, not of what you do have instead of what you don't have. It'll help pick up your mood and keep you away from making those desperate and overly emotional decisions. Mindset is everything right now. What you choose to believe is powerful. So make sure it is aligned with the cosmic truth. The moon is in Pisces, where it is sleepy and dreamy, peaceful and creative, but it can also be a bit lazy and reclusive. But sometimes that's just what we need. Give yourself an emotional vacation into your imagination right now. Chill out with favorite videos or close friends. It isn't a good time to push into anything new, but it is a good time to allow your imagination to run wild onto canvases, pages, or whatever digital program you use. Just be creative. The moon, be creative conceptually, but don't try to be creative in terms of creating a reality don't try to use your creativity to escape reality right now. Try to use your creativity to create reality right now. So think about, the moon is square to the sun. It's a good time to push in anything new, but it is a good time to allow your imagination to run wild onto, so we said that. The moon is square to the sun and north node now, meaning what we're emotionally comfortable with doesn't support our life goals and purpose. Let me say that again. What we are emotionally comfortable with right now doesn't support our life goals or purpose. Please think about that. Pluto and Neptune are sextile, so a deep understanding of our spiritual nature and needs is underway. That may make us personally uncomfortable. The way this translates is we know what we feel, but we aren't sure what to do about it. We don't feel comfortable with changing social groups or fear we might have based on our truth. We may also feel like we have to take action, even though we really don't want to take action. We're frustrating ourselves and potentially others. This is a very good day to spend having a heart-to-heart with your brain. That sounds crazy, but it's important. We're not just feeling the energy to create the momentum. We're just not feeling the energy to create the momentum needed for change. But this isn't the time for creating change. It's the time for comprehensive think tanking. Let your imagination flow into concepts based on the reality you've experienced, compared to the one you'd like to experience. Downtime is a rough time, but it's when our faith is most important. This is a great time to enjoy the scenery. You won't always get the chance to do so. Mantra, angels, help me have patience and to keep faith when things are moving slowly. That's the real conflict right now, is that things slow down when we want them to hurry up. But they don't want to hurry up because they're not supposed to hurry up. We feel like, don't trust your emotions right now. I'm just telling you right now. We feel like rushing things. That's our pride, that's our ego, and that's our fear. We are supposed to be slowing down. But the reason why that's happening to us is because basically Pluto is contesting us, it's messing with us. It's pushing us to the darkest parts of ourselves to force us to see what we're really capable of and how ugly we can really get and how we deal with shame. Shame that we feel with ourselves. It's making us face those things. Mantra for today: my beauty is highlighted by my shadows, not hidden by them. I am whole. I am one whole, not pieces. Angels, help me love my entirety. Our feeling whole and loving our complete selves will also help us not make bad choices. Thursday, June 3rd, with Venus and Mars both in Cancer, being passive-aggressive about who you love and expecting them to read your mind may cause a global fallout. It's more important, not literally, but that's kind of how it will be. It's more important than ever now to use your words, though it will be intensely difficult. The moon is in Aries now, so also expect to jump to conclusions that aren't true. Mercury in retrograde is a great gift now because because instead of getting mixed in the craziness fray, and we're encouraged instead to step back and observe. Though it will frustrate us more, it's kind of also holding us back from our idiocy. It's almost like your best friend now that is holding you back from getting into a fight you might get seriously hurt in. It wants to understand our reactions and could bring illumination around how our brain is malfunctioning. Throwing ourselves into our vices will be super tempting today as the frustration around not seeing any progress starts to build. Once again, we want to get there, but how do we get there? We're not sure, we're frustrated, we're starting to take risks just to feel like we're doing something. Remember, crash. These restrictions are attempting to show us how necessary discipline is in achieving your goals and how far off track distractions can take us. What have we been doing that sabotages our progress and happiness? These are the truths being illuminated by this frustration today. This will be a super important lesson right now. Mantra. I am patience. Angels, steady my mind and my hand. I lean on your example today. Guide me back to loving myself through your unconditional love for me. Friday, June 4th rolls around. The moon and Chiron meet in an emotional battle where we'll end up punching ourselves. Besting ourselves up. What? It says nest. I'm sorry. Sometimes my autocorrect really pisses me off. All the conflicts, all the tests, all the pressure might make backing up into our comfort zones a little too easy today. It may only be through misdirection that we are set straight now. It's a challenge to steady ourselves now and be patient with our progress. Our egos are pushing us, but that's how we mess up. Today, ask yourself, what's the rush? And challenge yourself to answer. Why do you feel so hurried? Why? You're going to find that that answer is fear. Fear and ego. 100%. The reason we're having a difficult time finding our way forward and figuring out our path to success is that we're not supposed to be figuring that out now. We don't have the tools. If this were a video game, this is the part of the video game where we'd have to earn our tools and resources before our quest. If we don't do the due diligence of winning the resources, we won't pass the quest. So focus on preparing and training, not hitting the road right now. You're not ready for the ring yet. You ever seen that? My son used to play a game called Skyrim. You ever seen it? And it has it has quests, but it has also these little interloper kind of like, little journeys you can go on and little like treasure hunts you can go on. I've never played the game, so I'm probably using the wrong verbiage, but it's in these little intermittent quests that you earn the potions or information that you need to basically win on the quest. And if you don't earn the information or the resources or the energy or the weapons, whatever, if you don't earn this stuff by traveling around and finding them, then when you go into the quest, you won't win. So it is all part of the game and it is preparing you to win. It's just not the action part. The problem is you want the action right now, but you're not ready for the action right now. You've just gone through a huge transition that woke you up to other realities. That was that big full moon we talked about last week, right? So you're back to childhood. You're back to square one. You're almost like Billy Madison, right? You're like 35 years old back in kindergarten. But you have to stay humble and open because it's true. You are new. You have all your old experiences, but you're still new to these situations. So you must give yourself time. It won't take that long. If you commit yourself to focusing on learning, then just like Billy Madison, you'll only have to stay, I think what he did, like a month or a week in each grade. You're not going to have to stay that long because your experiences from your past have prepared you at the very least to be a better student and to know how to focus and to respect and appreciate learning, right? But if you try to keep skipping those classes, you're just going to end right back up even more embarrassed and more wounded. So don't try to rush right now. This is a time to learn and grow. So the mantra today on Friday, June 4th is angels help me with patience. I am focused and I am listening. I learn in order to improve. I pause in order to understand. It's so important. Saturday, June 5th rolls around. The moon is in Aries and Mars is in Cancer. Not a great position for either one of them. Not a great combination for either one of them. Lack of emotional comfort and a feeling that something is constantly bugging you is how we're going to feel right now until the moon moves out of Aries. It's a very jittery place for the moon to be. This combination combined with the Pluto and the Pluto and North Node aspect is meant to make you pause and really think about what matters to you. You're being asked to question what you really care about now, and that may mean facing some really difficult truths about yourself. Expect to be disappointed because the person you are discovering you are is not the person that you wanted to be or that you have been in your dreams. It's almost like that white knight has fallen off and, they're like the drunken bastard instead. And that's something that you're going to have to own. Not accept, but own. In fact, you may remind yourself of someone that you hate. The reason? Increased empathy. Understanding the bad guy in your story by making you walk in their shoes. With Pluto square the moon in Aries, we could have confrontations with people that can't handle their emotions and will lash out because of something they feel they've lost. And that could be you too. While the moon is in Aries, be careful of irrational and reactionary behavior meant to reveal the extreme extent or what you are capable of. It won't be pretty, but it's the only way to show you your shadow side so you can understand how to control it and why it has to be controlled. Be very aware of your impact on others now, as they could behave irrationally and with volatility. It's best right now to not let yourself out of the house if you are feeling overwhelming fits of anger, which you could. And this could lead to some really stupid decisions or stupid confrontations. Don't do it. You're going to feel like doing it. You're going to feel like, oh yeah, this is courage. No, it's stupidity. Lock yourself inside and throw away your key, especially while the moon is in Aries. You've got to do it, or else you could do something really stupid, or others could. And don't try to face them or talk them down. Silence is the answer right now. Give everybody on both sides time to think. Mantra: angels are surrounding me, protecting me with their love and light. Repeat that 3 times. Angels are surrounding me morning, noon, and night. Now, breathe slowly in and out. Focus on your breath until you feel yourself relax and finally let go, and you feel the calm taking over you. I will forgive. I am free. I have many options available for me, because you do. And I want you to make it through this week so that you can realize those other options and not be a slave to your emotions or irrational thoughts. You know that I love you guys. The zodiac specific readings are coming out on Born Without Boundaries Tarot and on YouTube, and Born Without Boundaries over on Vimeo. They come out Tuesday through Friday, starting off with Scorpio. And then Astrology Motivation comes out on Monday early in the morning, and watch for the dailies over on Astrology Motivation here as well. Also, come join me live for the dailies over on my Instagram feed. You can read that. It's right below. Born_without_boundaries. You can find me there. And of course, if you're interested in personal readings on all my services, they're all listed and scheduled directly through my website. It's a one-stop shop. So you can go there, bornwithoutboundariestarot.com, to schedule any of my services, and also find all of my videos and links to all my work. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support every single week. We will get through this week. I want you to try to be patient with yourselves and be patient with others. You will see some ugly aspects of yourself. You are meant to see them this week. This is not a week to push. You will want to. Please don't. You will end up breaking something, and I don't want to see that happen. Once again, I love you guys so much. And of course, I will see you in the videos. Have a really beautiful week. Bye.